There are some huge money mistakes that people are continuously making that are keeping them poor. This is not some video about you must have an emergency fund or even pay off your credit card or some other kind of bullshit. The simple fact of the matter is, if you are making these mistakes, it's going to hurt your finances for literal years. But the good news is, they're all relatively easy fixes. So if you want to stop losing money and start fixing your financial life, let's jump right in with the first massive mistake people make, and that is saving money. If you are a responsible person and have a budget and have an emergency fund, you could be doing it wrong. We've just gone through one of the toughest inflationary periods in decades. Every penny you have had sat in your bank account or in an emergency fund has had a part of it wiped away. So if you have cash sat there doing absolutely nothing, you need to figure out a way to leverage it. You must figure out how to minimize this loss due to inflation and governmental incompetence, or even better, beat inflation and get it working for you to help increase your own wealth. An emergency fund in a bank account holding cash is guaranteed to lose money. So why would you do it? I am not saying do not have any cash reserves at all, but I am saying try and keep this amount as minimal as possible. I speak to many people on my one-on-one calls every single day who have way too much cash sat in a rainy day fund. When was the last time and how often do you go to the ATM and withdraw $10,000? That should answer itself. The second big money mistake that people are making is buying into success and status. Last year I went on holiday to Mauritius. It's a place I go every single year, but this time I went, there was a lot of young people. You know, the people who stand there half the day posing with a Louis Vuitton bag they bought on a credit card so they can throw a picture on Instagram with the caption #I've made it. Damn, I'm too old. We live in a world full of social media and frenzy, where it seems that you have to flex online to prove your worth to friends you're probably never gonna meet. Why? Well, it's because our brain is telling us we need to be popular. We need to have a social group in order to survive. That's what's been built into us throughout evolution. But in today's world, it's dumb. Unless you are already where you are or close to where you want to be financially, avoid big upgrades to status, especially when it comes to purchases. This could mean not upgrading a car if you don't need to, not going on a bigger, more expensive holiday, or even just putting a pair of Ray-Bans that you don't need on a credit card. Make those purchases smaller and use this freed up cash to go to your own future net worth. Now, the third money mistake keeping you poor is going to be controversial. Your money versus the bank's money. Now, most people, especially in the US, have a credit card. Why? Using a credit card is kind of like inflation. It's a surefire way to somehow burn money away in the future. But again, I ask, what is a credit card actually for? To me, the idea of a credit card is it's there in case of an extreme emergency. Like my car breaks down, or I need an urgent bathroom repair, and I have to wait till next payday to pay for these costs. In that case, I will use a credit card. Now, you might be thinking, wait, did he just say that his credit card is his emergency fund? Yes, my credit card is my emergency fund, and the fun thing is, I've not used it in years. So rather than lose money to inflation, my credit card is my emergency fund. I don't have money sat away losing to inflation. Instead, I use the bank's money if I ever need it. The key here is, if you're gonna do this, you really need to never use your credit card unless the situation desperately needs it and there's no other option. Avoid using it for anything else. I know it's controversial and you can debate me down in the comments about it, but be prepared. The fourth huge mistake that people often make is not taking free money. I ask you this, which is better, $100 or $200? Should be obvious, right? Well, if you do not max out your employer pension contributions, you just made yourself poorer. Congratulations. It's time we fix that, folks, because it is literally free money you're losing out on every single year. And if you max out your employer contributions into your pension, it's gonna rocket your wealth faster than you ever could alone. Genuinely, it shocks me on my one-on-one calls that people are still not maxing out their employer contributions. The fifth big mistake is a doozy. It's something that anyone can fix pretty much today, and that is stop wasting time. Time, when you view it correctly, is a commodity. There's only so much we all get given, and if you want to have more free time, you need to learn how to manage it better when you're active, when you're in monetization mode. Try to monetize your ride to work. Try to educate yourself with a book while you're in the bath, or listen to an audiobook when you're in the gym. I even listen to Bloomberg Radio when I'm on the toilet dropping off the kids. Every single minute you can spend more wisely will count, and if you micromanage it, it will compound and massively increase your wealth in the future. If you can monetize what I call dead brain time, it's literally going to make you richer. It's that simple. Here is a bonus. The biggest mistake of them all that is keeping you poor is all because of Jeff Bezos, and if you don't believe me, check out this video here and avoid this massive mistake that a lot of people make.